Now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody. Web services, API, rate limiting, and security. Exercise JSON. All right. So this was just like yesterday's. How we had to, how we already wrote this down. Like if you go into your notes, let me show you. If you go into your notes and you scroll down, you scroll up, you scroll down, you scroll up, and you come over to at the beginning of the 25th notes, we can see this stuff right here, and this is what we're going to be using. So we're gonna put a stop to all this stuff. Also, Mel Gibson, why do you got to say bad things, bro? Anyway, that being said, let's keep going until we get to a part to where we're going to download this stuff. Boom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Python for Everybody. We're playing with the web services chapter right now, and if you want to get the materials for this course, you can go here and download the sample zip.
And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go to py4e-materials.php. All right, so let's come on over here to our good old friend. We're already at our good old friend Google, and we're going to say, what? py4e.com materials something. All right, we can try to remember. Oh, there it is right there. I already typed it. Ah, okay. Yeah, py4e.com materials.php. Click that. Press enter on that. And then we've got all this. And then we go over here to OER because I don't think this is it. Or maybe it is. No, that's not it. So then we click this OER. All right. And then we go scroll down here and we see sample code zip, right? Click it. Boom. Here it is. I already downloaded a copy, but I got two now. And so we click that and look, it already extracts it for us. There it is, thusly. And then we say, you are now going to be living in py4e. Yes, you will be living in py4e from here to eternity. I've got one here, one here. I'm going to try this old one. All right, so we can do the old one too. Slap it in here. Boom. py4e now has a copy of what? Give me a second. Open a new window. What is this? Nothing. It doesn't matter. Downloads. Code 3. Code 3. Code 3. There we go. Okay, so that's what we do. We throw it in py4e. Now when we come over here to the text editor, we can see we've got code 3 a chillin'. All right. The thing about code 3, this code 3 isn't the same code 3 that past Chuck is using. Because as you can see here, this one does not have a GeoJSON. See? But his does. But that's also, we also figured out yesterday, this doesn't work. So that's why he doesn't have it. That being said, we've got JSON 1 here and JSON 2 here. And that's what we're going to be using today. So let's go back to the video. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Code.zip. I've got this all sitting already on my computer.
And you see right here, GeoJSON. Back in the day. Today, not the way. Let's go.
I also have the whole thing in GitHub if you want to get it out of GitHub. So the thing we're talking about now is we're talking about the JSON1.py example from the book. And so JSON is kind of like XML, except a lot simpler. And that's why a lot of people like it. It's not that JSON is always better, but JSON is better in a lot of situations that don't require the complexity of XML. So if we start to import JSON. JSON is built into Python, but we have to ask to import it. Again, we're using a triple quoted string to put the JSON in there. And JSON looks a lot like Python dictionaries, key value pairs, key value pairs. In this case, this is a key, and the value itself is another dictionary, or in JSON terms, an object. But again, key value pairs within key value pairs within key value pairs. And all these little cursor guys have to, all these little curly brace guys have to line up properly.
All right. So let's go look at ours also. Let's get over to the, pardon me. What is this thing called? Text editor. right? So we're in JSON 1, right? And let's actually send this over. Let's customize this to our own liking. I'm going to put Codeman S. You put your name. Codeman S. All right. I'm going to put a fake number because I don't know why anybody would put a real number in 2024. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 0. Call that number and get nothing. So we got that. And we're going to save this file, save as. And then we'll save it over here in PY4E Internet Algorithms JSON 1. All right, we'll just leave the name the same. All right. So we've got that, and let's do the same for JSON 2, just because why not? So we're going to have to do it anyway. We already know. Come on now. Could I have put Control F? Doesn't matter. All right, JSON2.py. We'll come over here. Change this little Codeman S action. Codeman S. All right, and then we would put our friend's name if I asked him beforehand if I could use his name, but I'm not going to because he's probably sleeping right now. Codeman S. 2, like that. All right. And then we'll save this as the same thing right there. Save it. Boom. So now we got some more stuff in our cool Internet Algorithms folder, right? And it's real customized too. All right, so we got that. Let's go back to the video and see what he does.
And so, like all the time, this is a string, which we normally would read and decode from the internet. But for now, we're just going to have it in there. Load json.loads says go into the JSON library, pull out load string, and parse this, which turns this set of curly braces, spaces, commas, perhaps syntax errors into a structured object. And if we'd made a syntax error in here, then this would blow up. But if this doesn't make a syntax error, if this doesn't blow up, then we have a structured representation. Now, the difference between XML and Python, JSON, is that this turns into a Python dictionary with key value pairs. Okay, and so once we have this, this is a dictionary. And we can say,
yeah, so when it comes in, or like right now, this is JSON. This is JavaScript object notation. This is JavaScript, right? So this is an object with objects, and if there were lists, those lists would be, hey Mohammed, good morning. If there were lists, those would actually be what are those things called? They would be arrays, but instead they're this right here. All right. So when we do this load S data, this is when it turns this JavaScript object into a Python dictionary. All right. So that's when it turns in when it turns into info, when we make it info, that's when this stuff turns into a dictionary. All right. So let's go.
Info subname. And that's the exact syntax that we would use to get the dictionary. And that's going to extract this value out of there. And if we want to go in deeper, we can say info sub email, and that's what info sub email is right there. And then sub hide. So that's a dictionary within a dictionary. And so if we run this, Python 3 JSON 1.py, it digs in really fast. And so this is why.
All right, so let's go look at ours. So we would come over here to the text editor. We would say right click and reveal in File Explorer. We would come over here, say CMD. I've already got it right there. Boom. And then we would say tab, tab, tab. So 3 tabs. Go home and type Python in front of it. Enter. And Codeman S. Yes. Codeman S. Yes, yes. I had a Scooby joke, but I didn't execute it like I wanted to. I wanted to sing it. Let's do it again. So when we do it, we got Codeman S. Yes, yes. Anyway, It was better in my head, whatever. So yeah, we see it works. Do you think Skibidi works because of Scooby-Doo? Do you think that's what it is? Do you think that's why it's more of the scuba diver? Scooby-Doo, scuba dive? Skibidi? Scobadocious. In 2,000 years, Scobado is going to be the name. Anyway, shut up. Shut up and do Python. Let's go. All right, so here we go. Boom.
People tend to like JSON is because you read the JSON, which is actually a syntax derived from JavaScript, but it looks just like the syntax for Python. So it's moving an object, a JSON object that turns in directly into a Python dictionary with nested dictionaries. Now we're going to look at JSON 2. And so JSON 2, we're going to see a list. Or an array in JSON terms, but it turns into a list in Python.
It is an array, and then it'll be a list or whatever.
Of dictionaries. In JavaScript, that would be an array of objects, but in Python, it's a list of dictionaries. So we'll just pretend that it's a list of dictionaries.
Sure, why not?
Again, we load the string, parsing, looking for syntax errors. So let's just make a syntax error here and run Python.
All right, so let's look. You see right here, he deleted the bracket. I wasn't really paying attention. That's why I came back to say it. Maybe somebody else wasn't. Anyway, he deleted this bracket. We load the string, parsing, looking for syntax errors. So let's just make a syntax error here. And run Python json2.py, and you'll see where it blows up. It blows up at line 15, which is right here. It's like this load S blows up. Now, you could put a try except around it to save it, but we're not going to do that. No. And it even complains. It says, look, we're expecting something here in line 11, and that's line 11 of the JSON, which starts at line 4. And so I'll put my little... So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What? What? Where? Oh, it starts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay.
Square brace back in so it's not syntactically broken. So let's run it again and make sure that she runs, and yes, she does. So this parses and converts from the JSON syntax into a Python, in this case, list, because it's got square braces instead of curly braces. The previous example had square braces. And we can then take a len of it, and it's an array, it's a list, and we see that there are 2 things in there. And then we're going to iterate through, and this item is going to iterate through these dictionaries, that dictionary followed by that dictionary. So the first time it's item sub name, which is this value right here.
So item, which is item in info, okay? Info is this being parsed into a dictionary. So we're going to use this for loop, and we don't need to do anything crazy with it because it's just going to iterate through this list. All right, item, there's only one thing in the list, by the way. So it's just going to say item, which is info at 1. Pardon me, info at 0. So info at 0 at name is what this means. Info at 0 at name right here. Right, and then info at 0 at ID right here. Info at 0 at X. Is that what it is? Yeah, that's what it is.
Here, and then item sub ID.
So it's going to print name space info at 0 at name. Info, which would be this, at 0, which would be this stuff here, at name, which would be Chuck. So Chuck, and then it'll print out ID, which will be, you'll say ID space 001 and then attribute space 2. All right, great. Let's go.
Which is this value. So you can dig right into this, but you're not using get, and you're not using the weird extra find or find all or anything. You just are going at these structures directly. And so you can quickly extract this stuff out, and we read through ID's name is Chuck. Oops. name is Chuck. There are no attributes, by the way. X is 2, and so we had to make X.
Yeah, that's the part that confused me the first time. You said there's no attributes. All right, so let's go and do it ourselves, and then do it and then say it the right way, right? So we've got this right here, customized to our liking, and we'll come over here and run it. Okay, so let's say tab 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Let's say home Python. We could have probably said something else, but whatever. And then run it, right? So it's going to go through, like I said, and it's going to do it 2 times because we've got 2 sets of this stuff, right? Huh? No, yeah, and I also said it wrong too. Okay, so item in info, right? So this is going to be info, right? Item in info. So this is going to be item the first time around. Okay, so we're going to say item equals info at, is that what it is? Info at 0. So this is info at 0 at name, which would give us codeman S, right? Info at 0 at ID, which is 01, you know, so it's printing. This is the print. Oh my goodness. One of these days I'll have this together. Not today though. All right. So we've got the print. Hold on. Maybe I'll have this good. All right. So this is the print. This ID is the print. Okay. And then this is print attribute. Print attribute, and then item at X. You can see X is 2. Right? So you can see this. Yeah, whatever. So let's go back to the video. I hate doing a bad video, but let's go.
So if you look at the XML, we had this concept of attributes on the outer tag. These things are also not named. We just have to know what we're looking for. So JSON represents simple structures, but it's much simpler.
Yeah, I don't know what he was talking about with that attribute.
So I hope this has been useful to you, and talk to you in a bit about some more JSON.
See you then. All right, so that was great-ish. That was sort of good. Maybe I should re-record it. Not really. This is not the worst one I've ever done. So yeah, that's basically it. It's just a little run through of the stuff we've been learning. And it's useful. I'm sure we will get a lot more use out of it once we actually start doing stuff with it. But yeah, it's a good, what's the word? Exposure, right? A good little bit more exposure to it. So we've got that saved. We've got everything else done, and that should be it for the video. Let's come over here and see if we got to do anything else. We do not. We're going to do a Twitter one later. I think we did. Let's go over to notes. I'm pretty sure we did some Twitter stuff over here in the notes. I don't remember specifically. Here's maps. Twitter. So yeah, we probably did some Twitter stuff. So I have no doubt that this Twitter is the same as this stuff, and that it's also inside of the thing we just downloaded, the py4e whatever, code 3. All right, so whatever. Anyway, that being said, enough rambling on. It's not like people don't have stop buttons. So that being said, now we're on to, hold on, I gotta give it a second. Anyway. Now we're on to exercise Twitter, and we'll see you next time. See you next time. Okay.